Welcome back to Car Auto Tune-Up, the channel where we take you closer to the most exciting cars on the road today, from rugged off-roaders to sleek electric marvels. And today, we're diving into one of the most anticipated returns in the automotive world at the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser. Toyota has brought back this legendary SUV with a completely new approach, blending its iconic toughness with modern technology and a more refined attitude. For decades, the Land Cruiser name has stood for dependability, off-road mastery, and long-lasting durability. But the latest version is something of a revolution: a smaller, lighter, more efficient, and smarter than ever. So, let's get into it and see if the 2026 Land Cruiser truly lives up to the nameplate's legendary reputation. Right from the start, when you see this SUV in person, it's clear Toyota wanted to bring back that classic Land Cruiser toughness but with a modern twist. The first thing that catches your eye is the boxy, upright stance. It feels like a callback to the older 80s and 90s models, a rugged, functional, and timeless. The front fascia is dominated by a bold rectangular grille, proudly displaying the Toyota badge or the heritage Toyota lettering depending on the trim. The headlights are squared off, LED units that bring a crisp modern glow. They sit neatly in line with the grille, giving the face a clean, purposeful look that says this SUV is ready for the trail but just as comfortable on city streets. The bumper has functional tow hooks and skid plates, and the ground clearance stands out immediately. This isn't pretending to be an SUV, it is one. Walking to the side, you start to appreciate the proportions. The 2026 Land Cruiser rides on the same TNGA-F platform as the larger Sequoia and Tundra, but it's noticeably shorter and narrower, making it much easier to live with daily. The side profile has a strong shoulder line that runs from front to back, with blacked-out window frames and chunky wheel arches that give it that muscular, planted feel. Depending on trim, you get either 18 or 20-inch wheels with all-terrain tires that look ready to climb a mountain. Toyota also offers some nostalgic two-tone paint options, which really emphasize the classic styling cues. And for off-road fans, the approach, breakover, and departure angles are impressive, which means this thing can handle real trails, not just small parking lots. At the rear, Toyota kept things clean and rugged. The taillights are simple but stylish LED units that match the squared theme. There's a large tailgate with the Land Cruiser script embedded, and the bumper is built tough with skid protection underneath. You'll also find a full-size spare tire mounted underneath the chassis, which is something you don't see much anymore in modern SUVs but shows Toyota's intent. This is still a vehicle built for adventure. The roof rails are sturdy and functional, and there's even an available rear camera washer to help keep visibility clear during muddy off-road runs. It's a thoughtful touch that adventure drivers will appreciate. Step inside, open the doors, and the interior feels like the perfect mix of utility and comfort. Toyota has moved away from the overly luxurious feel of the older Land Cruiser 200 series and focused on what makes sense for real-world drivers. There's a rugged charm in here, rubberized surfaces, strong materials, and intuitive controls, but it still feels premium. The dashboard is upright and symmetrical, with a big 12.3-inch touchscreen taking center stage. It runs Toyota's latest infotainment system, which supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the interface is smoother and more responsive than before. The buttons and knobs are large enough to use even with gloves, something overlanders will love. You also get physical controls for climate, drive modes, and terrain settings, which means you're not digging through menus while bouncing on a dirt trail. The seats are supportive and comfortable, wrapped in either fabric or soft-X synthetic leather depending on trim, and the higher grades get real leather with heating and ventilation. The driving position feels commanding, with excellent outward visibility. Rear passengers get plenty of legroom and headroom, and the second-row seats fold flat to create a large cargo area. It's a practical, family-friendly SUV that doesn't forget its off-road roots. Toyota even made sure to include multiple USB-C ports, a household-style power outlet, and a built-in 4G Wi-Fi hotspot for those long road trips. Under the hood now, let's talk about performance, and this is where things get really interesting. Gone is the old V8 engine. Instead, the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser comes with a new turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder hybrid powertrain, known as the iForce Max. It produces 326 horsepower and a massive 465 pound-feet of torque. That's actually more torque than the old V8 ever offered, and the power delivery is instant thanks to the electric motor assist. The hybrid system pairs with an 8-speed automatic transmission, sending power through a full-time 4-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case and a locking center differential. There's also a locking rear differential for serious off-road situations. Braking is strong and predictable, and the steering feels well weighted for a big SUV. The suspension setup, a double wishbone up front and a solid rear axle with coil springs, provides a great balance of comfort and toughness. It's stable at speed and composed over uneven terrain. Even on long highway drives, it doesn't feel tiring. The hybrid system regenerates energy smoothly, so you rarely notice the transition between electric assist and engine power. The towing capacity stands at 6,000 pounds, which means you can pull a small camper, a pair of ATVs, or a boat without issue. It's not a full-size hauler like a Sequoia, but for most families and adventurers, it's plenty. Safety is another strong suit. Every 2026 Land Cruiser comes standard with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection, blind spot monitoring, and cross-traffic alert. There's also a 360-degree camera system with an underbody view, which is incredibly useful when navigating tight trails. The display quality is crisp, and the interface makes it easy to switch between views. You can tell Toyota put real thought into usability, especially for people who actually take this vehicle off the beaten path. As for pricing, Toyota has been surprisingly aggressive. The new Land Cruiser starts around $55,000 for the base 1958 trim, named in honor of the first year the Land Cruiser came to the USA, and climbs to roughly $65,000 for the top trim, which includes all the bells and whistles like premium audio, larger wheels, luxury materials, and extra tech. That's a significant drop compared to the previous generation, which easily exceeded $85,000 and up. By lowering the entry price, Toyota has made the Land Cruiser more accessible while staying true to its heritage, and it still feels like a premium product, even at its base price. Overall, the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser feels like the return of an icon that never lost its way, it just evolved. Toyota didn't try to make it something it's not. They kept the spirit of the original, a rugged, dependable, and go-anywhere capable, but added modern efficiency, safety, and technology. It's the kind of SUV that feels equally comfortable tackling a rocky trail or cruising through the suburbs. Whether you're an off-road enthusiast or just someone who appreciates a solid, capable SUV with genuine character, the new Land Cruiser deserves your attention. Toyota has managed to strike a balance between old-school toughness and modern-day practicality, and that's not easy to do. So, what do you think? Is the 2026 Land Cruiser the comeback you've been waiting for? Or do you miss the old V8-powered beast? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to Car Auto Tune-Up, and ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming reviews and test drives. We've got more exciting vehicles on the way, from electrified trucks to future sports cars. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your engines tuned and your adventures rolling. See you in the next one.